Thanks for watching Isekai Haven.
It seems that the princess was kidnapped by an evil doctor or scientist that is hunting for royal blood. The interrogators did not go easy on our poor Kageno. They tortured him, watched him struggle. One of their methods involved stabbing Kageno's thighs with nails, while they continually asked for the whereabouts of the princess. He really does know nothing about her kidnapping, so he discloses no information related to the incident. The doctor goes mad while extracting the blood from the princess. He remembers an old lab of his getting destroyed, because of his shenanigans. As his madness consumes him, he starts abusing a poorly treated monster. The one-eyed mutilated creature watches as the doctor force-feeds the princess, pondering and absorbing the information in front of it. The elder sister of Alexia, Princess Iris, appoints instructor Zenon to maintain order at the academy while she struggles to rescue her sister. Meanwhile, Kageno's sister is desperate to get her brother out of the torture cell. Iris is reminded of her own sister and regrets not communicating the issue at hand properly. Iris is moved and decides to release RMC. After his release, Kageno notices that he is not yet off the hook. He is being watched and is still a primary suspect. He notices Alpha after getting into his dorm room. She states that the cultists are the ones that kidnapped the princess, and advises him to tread carefully, since they are not aware of what they are capable of. Kageno decides it's time to stop playing games. He calls his whole organization to go on a mission to uncover the magic that was released by the princess. He amassed an army, 114 members strong. Kageno's first mission is to interrogate the men on lookout the day she was taken. Returning, the doctor was able to create a prototype using the princess's blood. Shortly after administering the prototype into his creation, the doctor is brutally murdered by it. The princess gets released by the creature, but realizes that Zenon was behind her kidnapping. His motive all this time was to secure the 12th seat in the rounds. It isn't over just yet. The princess is about to be trapped by Zenon again. However, Kageno arrives at the scene and introduces himself as Shadow. Zenon instantly recognizes the man named Shadow as he knows that someone in the city has been snapping at the cult of Diablos lately. Zenon states that he was thinking ahead of himself by killing small fries of the cult, as none of the cult's core members was nowhere near any of those hideouts, and they are just as a bunch of cowards destroying the weakest minions. Meanwhile, the creature that was released by the doctor starts destroying the city while killing off the civilians, and the Dark Knights try to make it stop but gets frustrated by seeing the regenerating ability of it. Princess arrives at the scene providing aid to the Knights but gets distracted by the sudden arrival of Alpha. Alpha relieves the girl that was transformed into the monster, and finds the same kind of locket that Kageno had found before. On the other hand, as Zenon almost gets defeated by Kageno and his swordsmanship, he decides to take the magic pills to win the fight. Even with the newly gained powers of the pills, Zenon loses to Kageno, as he proves that there is no road to almightiness for those using borrowed strength. Everything ends well as Princess Iris gets back her long-lost sister Alexia after all the tragedies. As soon as Alexia gets back at school again, she thanks Kageno for revealing his affection for her fencing style, as she finally learned to like her sword style. She suggests that they can keep pretending to be a couple for a while if he's interested, as she wants to try to keep the relationship going a little longer. That incident leads to a massive amount of blood being discovered behind the school building, but no body was found. Meanwhile, Zeta and Ada were leading their organization to success, but a pressing issue gets created as a threatening letter comes into the hands of the organization. Princess Iris, on the other hand, creates a new investigation team with her knights Glenn and Marcos so they can find out more information about the cult as they get their hands on some kind of device which is yet to be deciphered. Kageno's loser friends keep asking him about his experience with Alexia after her arrival, and they decide to call him a wimp for not getting into any kind of romance with her. Princess Iris calls out for Sherry Barnett, the most brilliant mind in the kingdom. She asked for her help with the artifact that was confiscated from a facility belonging to the cult of Diablos. Iris assigns the Crimson Order to keep watch over her, so she doesn't get harmed by any of the enemies. While Kageno was standing with his friends waiting in the line for curfew, they get approached by a girl for completing the survey. Kageno gets selected for it. It's revealed that the store is Gamma's establishment, and was an attempt to recreate the past life Kageno once had out of respect for him. Gamma and the girls get rewarded by Kageno, which reminds her of the beautiful light of life that saved her from the pain and despair. She offers Kageno approximately 1 billion zeni, as she has made a huge profit off of her shop. This shocks RMC as this is a ludicrous amount of money. Gamma informs him about a situation regarding a killer who has appeared in the Capita. He is claiming to be one of the Shadow Garden. Kageno thinks he knows the identity of the killer, and Gamma introduces one of the newest members of the organization named New to him. Kageno thinks that it is Princess Alexia that was claiming to be from the Shadow Garden and killing off the innocents, but the actual picture was something else. While Alexia was getting overpowered by the unknown enemies claiming to be of the Shadow Garden, Kageno arrives at the scene and saves her from the trouble when she gets injured. After catching one of the culprits, Kageno hands him over to New to extract information from him. Somewhere in the city, Gaunt Knight and his companions were planning to retrieve the artifact that was secured by the Dark Knights. Meanwhile, Kageno decides to provide a gift of chocolates that he received from Gamma's shop to Sherry Barnett. She was already head over heels for him, and she doesn't know what to say to him as she is too shy to even communicate. RMC sure has Riz.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content like this.